All right, Dub. What's up, my boy?
What's going on?
Um, it's been a minute, man. So I figure we can just touch on this free agency moves for our respective teams throughout the offseason so far. And I'm gonna cue you up. Let's talk about it, man. How do you feel about what your Detroit Lions have done thus far?
Um, the only one that I think was like that I was really excited about was the CJ Gardner Johnson. Um,
Okay.
that move
He's big
alone
time,
was
bro.
was a big
He's
one,
big time.
and it's out of the box for them because they typically don't sign anybody with any type of transgressions off the field stuff. Which I mean, to me, it doesn't mean much. I mean, he got into it with a coach, offensive coordinator. He put some stuff on Twitter once, but other than that, I'm not worried about it. Vitae coming back, that's the starting right guard from the year before last. He was hurting training camp. Um, didn't play at all. Coming back this season, but the thing that I like that the team is doing is they're taking people who would be free agents. They're telling them, okay, like Vitae was supposed to come in at like $12 million. That's what he was supposed to come in if they keep him because he's a restricted free agent. Renegotiated to four because all the offers he got or would have been getting from other teams was four. So he
For
takes
sure.
a pay cut. Romeo Okwara, the end, he takes a pay cut in the same similar style. So instead of trying to get a bunch of new pieces, they're trying to bring back a lot of the pieces that were hurt and injured last year that they can feel can make an effect. So um, nothing big, nothing splashy, nothing crazy. But I think maintaining what they had was the best thing going forward because everybody's bought it. Everybody wants to be there.
So these two names I want to ask you about on this list. Uh, You already touched on one, so I'll ask him second. What do you think about this Emmanuel Mosley for the secondary?
Okay, so that's the thing, and him not being the only person from the secondary they signed, him along with another one, Cam Sutton from the Steelers, along with C.J. Gardner Johnson.
And this
I,
this Mac McKay character. I'm sorry, I
I
didn't mean to
I
cut you off.
think that it just tips your cap at probably no cornerback in the draft for them at 6 or 18. That's the only thing I don't like about it, but I do like the veterans coming in. Both of them are locked down. He was like top five in deflections or some obscure stats. So I think that they'll be they'll be viable. But honestly, I think Saul just to bring a push into Okuda to really see what he's going to do. So he's caught up in the mix of all of this, but I'm a fan of it.
Second name I wanted to ask you about, and this may be controversial. Not controversial, just the situation and how it came about. How do you feel about the David Montgomery signing?
I mean, it was business. Like they from what I'm reading, what I was told, you
He's going to talk about Jamal Williams
Jamal
now,
Williams,
guys.
yeah, he put the management that is gave him a timeline. This is what we're going to offer you. Can you get back to us within these amount of days? From all the other people at the Detroit Lions News Network, the one you tagged me in on Facebook,
For sure.
um, you you give a guy a timeline. You say, hey, we need you to say something by this day. He doesn't say anything. You got to make a move. It reminds me of a completely different subject, but when the Lakers were pursuing Kawhi and they were waiting on him, waiting on him, waiting on him, and then what happened? It was like day after day after day, boom, 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 boom. Everybody was getting signed,
Right.
and then he signed with the Clippers, and we had to go get a bunch of.
Right.
I mean,
Right.
just they were scrapping, dude. And once they signed Carmelo, I was just like, hey, this is
Yeah. So
so.
they were trying to avoid being held hostage in free agency. They
Plus, I
just
like that they're not being shackled to a fan favorite, somebody everybody loves. He wanted to be there. He was like a heartbeat of the team, but it's business. We got to get somebody in there.
it's definitely business, bro.
Yeah.
And I also wanted to touch on I don't understand about the Chauncey Gardner Johnson. The guy was a stud for the Saints. He was a stud for the Eagles, bro. He was a big part of them making the Super Bowl. Big led the league in picks from the safety position, and also Dub. You know I love versatility. He could drop down in the slot. He could be your slot back, cover deep. Why is this guy even available?
I don't know. I'm just glad they were able to get him. I'm glad they were able to get him without having to give up anything. I didn't. I really didn't want them to do any trades this
They
offseason. I
they
think
got
any
the
trades that the
uh,
Lions do, I only want them to do in the draft.
they have the league leader in picks. I think he's 24, 25 years old on a 1 year prove it deal, bro. Like
Prove it,
that's
yeah.
like
And if he
foul
does prove
money.
it, yeah, that's it.
Hell,
And then
I mean,
let's say he doesn't prove it, but they still succeed. They could just wash their hands of it and move forward.
let's say he prove it and I mean he won a lot of bread and they tag him. I mean,
Boom, that's it.
safeties ain't making 50 million. You know what I'm saying off the tag,
Yeah.
man. So yeah, that's a power move, bro.
But all
So
in all, with the offseason, I'm happy with all the moves that they made. Um, but yeah, right now it's just I'm all focused in on the draft. Six and 18,
okay,
6 and 18. That's I'm
okay.
just. But
Pick
were you
six,
ready for the
picks
Cowboys?
18. Hold on, we can talk about this a little bit longer. You talk about the Lions have 2 first round picks. They're stacked. That Matt Stafford trade. Yes,
Worked out
yes,
gloriously.
the Rams run the battle, but the Lions seem to have won the war on that. And hey, man, I feel what I also like the something you guys GM said about drafting corners early. He said they usually don't really pan out like that.
No,
So,
typically not. No.
but
And
yeah,
this
man,
draft is loaded with them. So
I like what hey, be on the lookout for the draft special. Dub is spearheading that. But I like what you guys got going. We can get into the next topic.